Fluidity is the way we work, and we like to mold shapes and architecture a little bit like plasticines. I'm Luigi Rosselli, an architect, and I am in this new house that we renovated, which we call the Hearth in the Well. This house is perfect for Luigi Rosselli Architect and Arndt & Pike because it's very eclectic. It's got parts of 100 years old, parts which are 20 years old, and they're all valuable, they're all very good. And we have added a layer. So it's like a geological dig. You got all these layers and they all work well together. And that's the positive aspect of this eclecticism.
My name is Sarah Jane Pike. I'm from Arndt & Pike and we're the interior designers for this house. This home is on the northern shore of Sydney Harbour in the Eora Nation. When you arrive at the front door of the house, you're greeted by one of the oldest parts of the house in the hallway. As you come through, the first thing you see is the beautiful spiral staircase. When you get to the top of the stairs, there's a long hallway which overlooks the garden, and along there we have 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And then as you keep moving through, you arrive here at the sunken lounge, which extends into the kitchen and dining beyond. All of that's bordered by a beautiful lush tropical garden. When we were first brought onto this project, there was a beautiful design by Luigi Rosselli Architects already in place. So we knew we were working with this incredible fluid form. All the spaces had been gorgeously organised and we had already a beautiful idea of what the ceiling and the fireplace would be like. Our brief was to inject all of the colour, materiality and personality into the space and to work really closely with the clients to make a really family-centric home where everybody would feel comfortable and they could really live and enjoy the house.
The major part of the brief was to move the garage away from the central part of the house and free it to become the link between the living space. So we came with the idea of creating sunken living room, and that then generated this idea of having a fireplace, one of those very warm and welcoming spaces.
We introduced the fluted travertine around the edges of the fireplace to really bring that texture into that space and to show off the curves of the form. The space we're in here in this beautiful sunken lounge is bathed in light during the day, and we really wanted to create something that felt glowy, warm and textural all the time. We started to layer up this beautiful soft paint colour, and then all of the textures in the soft furnishings here really emphasise how cosy and warm and comfortable this space is. The kitchen is another great example of beautiful craft and strong materials in the house. We needed it to function as an incredibly robust family kitchen, and the granite benches and splashback are brilliant for that. But we also wanted to gather the family, and we've created the Parolave bench top as a dining space at the end of the island that really brings everybody together.
Part of the design, there was also the addition of the new stairs. There was an existing very pokey, narrow, small stair, and removed and opened it up. And we wanted to bring light in the center of the house to the stairwell.
My name's Nick Akroff. I'm from S&A Stairs, and we made the stairs for this project. We've been making stairs in Australia for 102 years now. We're a 4th generation family business. It was started by my great-grandfather. Having started working in Sydney just the last 3 or 4 years, it's been incredible to start working with an architect like Luigi Rosselli. His understanding of form and fluidity and the detail on every architrave and in every corner of the home is something that we really admire and is obviously such a huge part of what we've always done, which is curved staircases. There's several techniques that we use that exist virtually nowhere in the world. One of them is kerf bending, which allows us to build stairs like these in our workshops and then disassemble it and take it back to site. Really is a dying art form, and it's people like Luigi who have really brought it back into vogue and allowed us to keep developing the skills for the next generation.
It was lovely working with S&A Stairs. They designed very continuous handrail. It's very difficult to have a smooth elliptical curve into handrail, and they were able to do that with no issues. The positive outcome of this project is that we've been able to work with an existing building and an existing valuable architecture without ruining it, without overpowering, and very subtly work with it. And then on a smaller scale, it is a beautifully crafted object and place to live for a family.
The proudest thing for us are the people that work on all of these jobs. And it's this sort of environment that allows us to execute the vision of architects like Luigi, which I think is what made this project so special.
My favourite part of the house is possibly the master ensuite. It's got an incredible serene calm, the light just glows around it, and the stone is dreamy.
My favourite part of this house is here, in front of a fireplace, in front of a sunken lounge. I feel very comfortable here.